Hello everybody, this is James Shore with another test-driven development video. At the end of our last episode, we had just finished getting everything ready to do a desk check of our capital gains tax calculation. And it didn't pass. We expected 560, but was minus 559.37. But that's okay. I feel like we've gotten really close, and now that we're not working on stock market year, things feel like they're going pretty smoothly. So fingers crossed that that will keep happening. Just quickly, we did this. We kind of did this. I'm going to call it good for now. And now we're on the desk check. That's what we need to get working. So real quick, that was episode 41. And as usual, I've forgotten to check it into Git. And now let's go ahead and run our code. So there's our old spreadsheet. What I want to do now is get our stub code in and have it withdraw 715. And we'll do a direct comparison to our spreadsheet and our production code. Let's see how that works. Okay. So there's our spreadsheet. Let's go ahead and expand that out. Or there's our app. Here's our spreadsheet. So, interestingly, the ending balance, even in the first year, is different. But that may be that I have a different number here. Yeah, let's put in 7,000 here. Okay. Taxable gains, there we go. So our taxable gains, when we start, I believe we're expecting a principal of 3,000. There we go. I think that may actually match up. 9951, and then the spreadsheet doesn't do negatives the same way the program does, and that's okay. The spreadsheet is designed to actually have withdrawals cascade over into other accounts. So, but this looks like it may actually be somewhat close. So let's go in and modify this withdrawal, something that's that's going to get us pretty close to 0. Let's try 765. There's a good number. So minus 695. All right, now we'll go back and do two things. First, we'll update our test. So we're just going to say that in the test, $695 should equal 1178 ending balance at the end of the day. But it equals 2067. Okay, now we can go into our application, change this to a 695, and see how they compare. Okay, once again, $9,981, so it looks pretty good to start out with, but at some point it stops working. 9882, 9851, 9587, 9216. I'll bet you it starts breaking down at the point where the capital gains is entirely withdrawn. So we got 7659 here in 2036, and in 2036 over here, and then 7405, 71. Okay, there we go. 2038 is the first year where we see a difference. And what we're seeing is that in 2038 we're still seeing all $927 withdrawn. And yeah. Oh, well, we have a starting principal of 7,000. So the spreadsheet, we actually want this to be starting principal of 3,000 to match the spreadsheet. Or let's just make the spreadsheet match this. So our taxable gains is going to be 3,000 because it's a final number of 2,067, which means that that looks like it's going to work. It does. Cool. All right, I shouldn't sound so surprised, but this has given me so much trouble. So I think it works. I'm going to just do another quick desk check to make sure it's all working, and then we'll see. So we've got starting principal. Be nice if these fonts were the same size. All the way down to 2037. Now I do see a difference here. Oh no, 2037, 6962. Yep. And then keeps on going down. Withdrawals go down to 775, 792, 808, 822, 836. And they change, and again in 2037. That makes sense. Because that's when our taxable gains, our capital gains, go below the amount we're trying to withdraw. And then our final amount, our appreciation, does the same thing. 2067. Yeah. Yep. 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 That is all correct. So now I can say with confidence, this code works the same way that it does in the spreadsheet. Wow, finally. Boy, that was a long time coming. I think it took the entire set of episodes from episode 31 to 40 to get that to work, which is kind of funny because that's when I do my recaps. So that's a lot of work to get this thing working. But now that the stock market year is working, I think we can move on to something else, which is specifically polishing the UI look and feel. We are also, I think, going to want to start putting more widgets into the UI. To start with, well, the next big thing is that we're not going to want to withdraw the same thing every year from the stock market, or sell the same thing every year. So let's see. Maybe since I'm here and I need to do a little polish, I'll just do a few little things. One is that I want to change these from starting balance to, well, starting balance is correct, but starting principal is not so much correct. We'll call that cost basis. So that's a more accurate term. We'll call these sales, and we'll call this growth. Now that may or may not work. Yeah, we are testing one of those. And I think in the stock market year, we should go ahead and make some similar refactorings. Just some cleanup, because I'm not sure how I want to approach the UI stuff, and this cleanup needs to be done. It's a good way to use the remaining time in this video. So, let's see, year, starting balance is okay. Starting principal, I think we'll call it cost basis. Here, let's call this cost basis. I don't know if cost basis is correct, but it's close enough for my purposes. Interest rate, well, let's call that growth rate. And let's call this growth rate. Tax rate, capital gains tax rate. Cost basis, we'll call this growth rate. Starting balance, cost basis, starting capital gains. Yeah, that reads nicely. Starting basis minus cost basis. Starting balance minus cost basis. That's great. Interest rate, we'll call this growth rate. Capital gains tax rate. Sell amount. Great. Capital gains withdrawn. Yeah, that's good. Well, total withdrawn. So we've got total sold. Let's call this total sell orders. And total sold. That's total sell orders plus capital gains tax incurred. Yeah, I like that. And so that would be total sell orders as well. I don't know if I'm getting these domain terms right, but it feels righter. It feels righter. Whatever. Appreciation is going to be growth. And growth rate is not going to be so much interest on as it's going to be growth for, which does remind me that since we changed the name of our class, we need to change this to be a growth rate test. Ending balance is the starting balance minus the total sold plus growth. Wow, I love the way that reads, actually. Ending principal is total sold. That doesn't read really clearly. But it does work. And then we return cost basis minus principal reduced by. Can we rename this? Let's see. Make sure everything's still working. Yeah, can we call this starting principal? Do we not have a starting principal? Oh, we have a... This is starting cost basis. So I should be able to say starting cost basis here. And this can be ending cost basis. I'm not sure if this cost basis thing is right. Then principal reduced by would not be principal reduced by, but cost purchases sold. Actually, that reads much more cleanly all of a sudden. Okay, so there we go. That cleans up stock market year, and that also brings us to the end of our time. So next time, we will get back into the UI, and I have no idea how that's going to work, so that will be fun. So thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Oh, one final note. I'm on vacation next week. I'm really looking forward to it, so there will be no videos up. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you the following Monday. Talk to you later.